What we have today, we are making our faux stained glass panel inspired by Henry Rousseau. The example is of a lion, but we're going to be making a giraffe. You have a foam board in front of you and you have a pencil. I want you to look at your foam board. If you have a sticker on it, the sticker is the back side. If you don't have a sticker, you can pick either side as your back side. And here's where I want your name specifically. Right here in the middle of the foam board, look at the TV. I need you to put your name, Monkey Do, and I want you to put your class. Now flip this over down towards the middle, kind of bottom, so Monkey see the TV. If this is the very middle of my foam board, I'm gonna come down to about right here, and I'm gonna put 2 nostrils. Monkey, see me do it. Right here, it looks like a raindrop, but sideways. And right here, it looks like a raindrop, but sideways. And when I look at those raindrops that I just drew, look at my finger fits on it. So I don't want you to draw the raindrops really tiny like that. I also don't want you to draw them humongous. I want you to draw them about the size of your finger. Over top of those raindrops that we just drew are the rest of the giraffe's nostrils. This part's going to be really easy because all you're basically doing is putting an oval around it. So watch again, you're just putting an oval around it. Now when I compare it to my finger, it's a little bit wider than my finger. You may Monkey Do. Okay, the next part that we're going to draw for our giraffe is going to be kind of the bottom of his nose, which turns into his mouth down here. What we're going to do is leave a little gap between the nostril and the bottom. So all we have to do on our real paper is take about, I would say about 3 finger spaces. Watch this, 3 finger spaces. I would give it a little polka dot so you know where you're going to draw. And then I want you to put a really big smile. Now look at that smile. It's lined up to the edge of my nostril. It's lined up to the edge of my nostril. And it's 3 finger spaces away from the nostrils. You may Monkey Do. Everybody look at the TV. We're going to curve a little bit. Watch, watch, watch. We're gonna curve a little bit. We're gonna go up, 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 and touch the nostril. Watch me again. We're gonna curve a little bit. We're gonna go up, 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 and touch the nostril. You may Monkey Do. The next part that I notice about the giraffe is the bridge of his nose. And if you kind of look at it, it curves in, but then it really starts to curve outwards because it lines up to his eyes. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna touch the nostril. It kind of looks like an hourglass. And again, look at this. It's about 3 finger spaces, maybe 4, away from the nostril. So if you need to kind of gauge it to make sure how big it needs to go, kind of measure it with your fingers, and 3 or 4 finger spaces up. You may Monkey Do, draw the bridge of the nose. The eyes of your giraffe are over to the sides, exactly where that bridge lined up. Here's where we're going to put them. What I would like you to do is kind of right underneath that bridge, right here underneath that bridge, we're gonna do a small smile face. Underneath this bridge, we're gonna do a small smile face. Try to line them up kind of together like that. Hey Monkey, see this? Where the curve is, we're gonna kind of touch right there, and we're gonna make a rainbow. But if you notice, the rainbow goes further than the smile face does. Watch this again. We're gonna kind of line it up. This is an artist trick. Kind of pretend, so they're lined up. You're gonna touch it, you're gonna make a rainbow, and if you notice, the rainbow goes past the smile face. You may Monkey Do. Okay, you're not gonna wanna miss this, so Monkey, see it. Where the smile face is, you're gonna touch. You have to kind of curve and then back up. Watch me again. You're gonna touch here, you're gonna curve, and then back up. Monkey, do it. Okay, Monkey, see this? What we're gonna do next is we're gonna try to get this curve above the eye and up towards the horn. So let me show you that again. It curves up and up towards the horn. And so that part is going to be about right here. Watch this. We're gonna come in just a little bit from that rainbow that we just made. Watch this. It curves. It goes up, up, and straight. Watch me again. Here's where the rainbow is. We come in just a little bit. We curve. We go in, up, 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 and up. Now notice I almost went to the top of the foam board, but it didn't quite go all the way off the edge. Monkey, do it. All right, next step. We're gonna get this kind of U shape in where the horns go. Watch. This is the base. Look where it curved. When you find where it curved, you just come to the middle like that. And I want you to put a wide letter U. Look how many fingers fit. Almost 3 fingers fit inside of that U. Monkey, do it. All right, the next step is to finish off those horns. And as I'm looking at this one, it's a little bit wider than that one. And it's okay to erase. I would correct your mistake first. So by bringing that in, now I know where it needs to go. Then erase your mistake after. When I look at those horns, they start to curve in and go straight up. So all I'm gonna do is curve it in, go a little bit more straight up, and then at the top, they almost square off. So over and up, kind of square it off. You may monkey do. All right, next thing that we're gonna do is bring in the rest of the eyes. So when I'm looking at that, it looks like there's a little scoop down here for an eyelid. So I'm gonna put a little scoop. Giraffes have really beautiful long eyelashes. We're gonna put an eyelid up here. I've already done that part. That was the rainbow we did earlier. Now we're gonna bring in an eyelid and swoop up your wrist. Touch it, swoop up your wrist. You're gonna keep doing that and filling in till you get down to the eye. Now our giraffe has a lot of eyelashes over here. We're gonna do the same thing to this eye. We have an eyelid that we need to put on. We have an eyelid here that goes over, and then swoop with your wrist. If you need to turn your paper, I know I oftentimes do. Let's add another small line here. And this time let's just do 3. 1, 2, 3 eyelashes. And let's do 1, 2, 3. Now let's bring in the face. It just touches this eyelid and it scoops over to the mouth. It scoops over to the mouth. All right, let's go ahead and start working on those ears. When I look at the ear, it's at the very bottom of the horn. So I have to find the very bottom of the horn. It kind of makes a diagonal line. So here's the bottom of the horn. I'm gonna go diagonal up. It's longer and across, so I'm gonna go longer and across. I pretty much come to the edge of my foam board. Then the bottom of the ear kind of connects in where the eye is. So I'm gonna find the eye and I'm gonna connect in there. This time it scoops like a smile face. So I'm gonna scoop like a smile face. And then right here on the edge, it just connects. So I'm gonna connect. On the inside of the ear, we're not gonna draw all that hair just because of what we're creating, but we're gonna put a line here and up for the top of the ear lid. And then we have some shadows in there, so we are gonna draw a shadow and then maybe like a triangle for another shadow, just to give it some detail inside of the ear. Now we're gonna repeat the same thing on the other side. Use your artist trick to pretend so that it lines up, and then same thing, it goes diagonal. I'm gonna give myself a reference point, curve it up, curve it down and then back up. And I even think this one's a little bit bigger than this one, so I might need to fix it. The other thing I think that the problem is my giraffe is a little off-centered, so this ear might just have to run off of the foam board. Now they look size-wise the same way. This ear would really come all the way off the board. So if that happens to you too, just let it hang off the edge. And then let's put those shadows in. I put an ear lid. And there's the shadows. All right, we're missing two things still. He needs a neck and he needs some spots. So let's look at the neck. It kind of attaches up where the cheek is just because he's sideways right now. So kind of right between where the eye and the mouth are. So we're gonna find the eye and the mouth. Here's where the cheek is. It's kind of right in the middle. And all we're gonna do, just like in the picture, we're gonna take a diagonal line and we're gonna swoop it all the way to the corner of our foam board. This part of the neck lines up to the middle of the mouth. So here's the middle of the mouth. And I'm gonna swoop it off the bottom of the foam board. You may monkey do. Let's add some hair for our giraffe. So when I'm looking at his neck, let's just make it easy. Zigzag, zigzag, and off the edge. You may monkey do. You can't really see it in the picture, but let's go ahead and give him a mouth back here. Just looks like a smile face. And then if part of the neck is inside, just erase that part of the neck. You may monkey do. All right, he's gonna look more like a giraffe if we get some spots on him. Now, giraffe spots are more like rectangles, but they're not perfect. They're gonna have some round edges to them, and they're just not perfect, but they're not circular. A lot of people draw them as circles. They're more rectangular. So if you look at it, a rectangle has 4 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. They look like that, but it's kind of a weird rectangle. When you're adding your rectangle, when you put your next spot in, all you do is leave a small gap, not a big gap, a small gap. And we don't have to make them look exactly like that. Our spots might have to run off different on his neck. You make your spots fit the way that they need to, but make them rectangular and make them have small little kind of alleys in between or little gaps in between. And so it's gonna look something like that. You may monkey do. All right, the last thing we need is some spots along his cheeks. Now the spots don't go up here on the bridge of his nose or into his horns. They just come here underneath the eyes where the cheeks are. And they will be smaller than the ones on the neck. I would not add more than 3. So there's 1, 2, 3. Still looking like a rectangle, still leaving a small gap in between. And they don't even have to be exactly the same on the other side. Mine look a little different too. So it's gonna look something like that. You may monkey do. Okay, that is the only part that I want you to get done for today. So your pencils can go back in the table roundabouts. Your foam need to go in your table folders. The table folders will get kind of thick, but that's a-okay. So the foam board goes in there. Make sure your name and class is on the back side. And then we will work on these next time. Good job today, artists. I was making this video. I was actually teaching a different one of my 3rd grade classes. So I just want you guys to make sure that for your class, you put the right thing. It still is 3 for 3rd grade, but R for your teacher's name. So please make sure that it's your correct name and class on the back.